I'm sure that many people can relate to having internal problems with oneself. One of the things about this, though, is that some people tend to, instead of seeking help for problems, they tend to keep their problems to themselves and try to deal with it on their own. And this can lead to very bad situations. So, in this speech, I'd like to inform you on mental health and how it can affect people and ways of preventing mental health as well. Uh, for my first topic, mental health can happen to anyone in all ages, but I'd like to focus more specifically on the teens and young adults. And according to Kristen Geiser, Kendra Fair, and James Pine, in a report published in 2019, that according to national indicators of adolescent health and well-being, mental health is one of the most significant health issues young people face today. And the reason it's one of the most significant for young people is because I know for me, uh, I feel like I said earlier, I could do anything on my own. Any problem I face, I figure I could do it on my own. But I've come to realize that in a lot of situations, it's not the case. And we do need help and support from people such as our family or friends. But some people, they refuse to seek that help, and it's really sad because it can lead to drastic situations because the problems keep adding on, and it can lead to things such as suicide or addiction. And that leads into my next topic of mental health and suicide. And according to Mark A. Loftus, Tony Michael, and Chad Luke from an international journal published in October of 2019, that suicide has become the second leading cause of death for individuals between 15 and 29 years old, and it's becoming increasingly more common in college students. And I really want to go into the college students because I believe it's becoming more increasingly because the amount of pressure that college students are under. Luckily for me, I don't have to worry about paying bills because I still live with my mom and I don't really have to work that much. But I understand that there are not many people like that. And sometimes college students, they're out of the house by 18, gotta worry where their next meal is gonna come from, worry about paying the bills, light bill, water bill, and all that while trying to maintain a good GPA to get into a better job for them. And eventually, the pressure. I brought an item that a weight. So the pressure keeps adding on and on like weights, and it keeps dragging them down. And eventually, people can't hold on anymore. They can't take it. They can't take the amount of pressure that they're going through, and so it can lead to things such as suicide. Luckily, though, there are more studies going on and ways of trying to prevent mental health and suicide. And according to Melanie A. Hom, Brian W. Bauer, Ian H. Stanley, and Joseph W. Boffa from an academic journal published of February 2020, that one way to improve suicide attempt survivor experiences with mental health care services is to elicit suggestions directly from attempt survivors regarding how to do so. So they bring up a great point here is that we can learn from suicide attempt survivors and what they gone through and the experiences they had to better our suicide hotlines on what to say to the people that's going through that situation to help them get out of that situation. And an item I brought to represent that is it's a suicide prevention symbol. And another thing to help prevent suicide is just make people more aware. Like for my school senior year, on my school ID, they put on the back the suicide prevention hotline, just to make people more aware because they do realize that this is a very big thing in young people. But mental health isn't something that's just going to go away. It's like a pandemic without a vaccine, without medicine to help fix it. But there still are ways to prevent it, which is why I please ask you to. I still myself need to educate myself more on it to help see the signs of someone who's going through mental health issues, so maybe I can help prevent that from someone one day.